this is Tammy from Trendy Treasures. I want to welcome you today. Hi everyone, I'm sorry if I don't get all your messages because the lights blind me, and by the time I look up here with my glasses on, I don't see everybody, but I welcome you all. Thank you so much for being here. We don't have mini chats anymore unless you want to pay for it, so if you'll go up there in the corner, the top right corner, and you click the three little dots, it'll pull down a menu, and if you go and turn notifications on, it'll let you know every time that I go live, and I appreciate that. And if you can share the love to any of your friends or family, everybody that knows what that is kind of like how you send it to other people, and we can't say that, but if you can share the love for me and give me hearts and thumbs up, I appreciate it. I welcome you all here. Thank you so much. We're going to be making Give Thanks. This is the sign that I'm going to be using today. Hopefully the glare isn't too hard on it and you're able to see it. And but we're going to use that, and we're going to use the burlap mesh and then this orange that I have back there. They are 10-inch mesh. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and I got the orange at Craft Outlet. And then I've chose these ribbons to go with them. I got these both at Hobby Lobby. They are wired. Make sure you get wired. I know there's a lot of people that make wreaths and you already know what you're doing, and so I welcome you if you want to watch anyway, but I will try to teach. That's what I try to do, is teach you as I go. So if it gets boring and you've already been there, I'm sorry, but I want to teach people how to make them, and that's what I want to try to do. Before I get too far in this, I used the Laura Jean's Wreath Room. That's one of my mentors. She sells these, they're called ribbon rulers, and she makes them in different sizes. This happens to be the 12. I use the 12-inch when I'm doing my skinnies, and I use one 2.5-inch and one 1.5-inch wired ribbon. So I wanted to get a shout out on that. And then I was talking about Cheryl from Altech. She's fabulous. She helps me with all my lives and gets things going. She's on the road though. Everybody's coming back from Wreath Makers Live, so I don't get to really have her helping me too much today because she's on the road. But we'll start off, and I didn't do it. I start off with a work frame from the Dollar Tree. And like I've always tell you, you can buy these already pre-wired and preset with the pipe cleaners and everything, but I make my own. It's easier. I can show you it's cheaper for those that don't have it. It's an easy way to start. It's a 14-inch wireframe. I'm going to use 12 pipe cleaners. And they sell them at the Dollar Tree too, but I like to get them at Hobby Lobby or other craft stores that have a little bit more texture to it. So you'll see that there's 4 wires on the round ring. On the top 2 inside wires, I'm going to use these 2 wires, and I'm going to put a pipe cleaner in the middle of each of the sections. You see a wire here and a wire here, so I'm going to do that. On the bottom, I'm going to put one up against the bottom 2 wires right up against that post, so it gives you security. And again, I'm sorry if I don't get you. Please know that I love you guys. I'm so happy to be on here. We hit 4,000 followers yesterday, and it's already up to 4,300 today, and God's truly blessed me. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram and YouTube. If you go out there and look under Trendy Treasures KC, you'll find me there as well. All right, enough about me. So I take a pipe cleaner and I put it in here. I try to measure it out to where it's halfway when you pinch it together. I go right in the center and I give it 3 good tight snugs. Anyway, I thought I needed to jump on here because my mind has been going crazy. I haven't had any sleep, and I've been taking care of my poor boy. And I don't know if I told you, but he's 39 years old, and my husband got him right when he was a baby. So we've had him forever, and so he's part of our family. And he plays with the grandkids, he plays with the kids, he plays with our puppy. So he's really a lot of fun for us, so I hope he gets well. And I thank you for all the prayers and support you've given me over it. I know there's more things that are important. We've had the shootings, and God bless all those families. There's so much going on right now, and there's a lot of prayer needs, a lot of people to pray for out there. So on the bottom, here we go. We'll get busy again. We're going to do a pipe cleaner next to the up and down. See that wire that goes up and down and joins all 4 of the wires together. We're going to use the bottom 2, and we're going to go on the inside of each wire all the way across until we finished, and we finished all of them that we can. And like I said, I try to balance them out to where they're in the middle. Once they're joined together, I kind of get 3 good snugs to make sure that they're on there tight and they don't slide all around your frame. If you find that it does that, take it back off. Move it around, tighten it up again. You didn't get it tight enough the first time. So I hope everybody's having a fabulous Monday. And I wanted to get on here and show you how to make one. This is a real pretty Give Thanks. It's going to be nice for the fall. I've been working on all kinds of special projects. I've been making Christmas ornaments. I used my old sheet music from back when I was 1st grade, so I wasn't very old, 5 or 6. I took piano lessons from Mrs. Prell, and I have all that sheet music, and I'll show you. I don't have them all done, but I'll show you real quick what I've been doing with it. And if I can grab one. Oops, I don't have it all done, but I take the sheet music and decoupage it all on there, and then I add a little angel dust on some of them, and some of them I didn't. But this particular sheet music here is over 80 years old. This one was I had from my grandma, but this music, or this pattern here, is from the piano sheets that I took, and it's Christmas, and so you can see different words and the names, but they're going to go on a little tree, and I just think they're adorable. So I've been working on all kinds of little projects for you guys. I want to show you how to do different things. Just besides wreaths, I want to get into all my other crafts and things that I like making. Little treasures. All right, we're almost done putting this last wire on here. Again, I'll give a recap of this. I've used a 14-inch wire frame from the Dollar Tree. I've used 12 pipe cleaners. I've used 6 on the top 2 wires, putting them in the middle of the 2 sections, all running across the top, and then I've used the last 2 sections, put him against that crossbar that goes up and down on the bottom ones, and every section wired. So here we have our frame already done. Now I've already started. I'm using another shout out to Susie for the Ultimate Mesh Roller. I love it. It's fabulous. I know a lot of people don't use them, but it's very handy for your mesh. I'm using the 10-inch mesh, 2 different colors, and I'm going to only cut 6 at a time because that way I don't have it on my table. And I'm cutting 20-inch. So I'm cutting 20 inches, and I'm going to cut 6 of them. So there's 1. Sorry, my blade's getting a little dull, I can see. 2. Because we'll do this bottom section. When I'm doing the skinny, I do the bottom section all the way completed at first. So we'll do everything we're going to do. Our ribbon, our tubing, and everything that we need done. We're going to do all of the first before we go on the top. So let's see. Other people might do different things, different ways, but this is how I do mine and how I set up my frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another thing, when you buy them pre-made, you don't buy them. They're already set up in different, and so you can't really make that frame. So when you do the skinnies, you can't really get that combination of how I've worked the pipe cleaners. So that's another reason why I do it myself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll cut one more section here. 10-inch mesh, cutting them 20 inches long. And I should run out about perfect on this one because I'd already opened it and I wanted to use it up. I try to use my rolls as I go. There's no use in having all kinds of extra rolls around when you don't need it. So bear with me while I get the staples out. You don't need the staples in there. And they put them on there good. So get that out there. I have to use both hands. Okay. So let's see if I've got 20 inches on that bottom one without having to, yep, and just a little extra. All right, we've got a little bit extra, enough to make a roll on something, so I try to save it. Okay, here we go. So we've got our sections cut out. I'm going to use the orange on top, and I'm going to use the burlap on the bottom. And when you take it out, you go in the middle, and you take your thumbs down, and you walk it out. You walk it out, keeping it down the middle, keeping it even as you walk it out. And you keep going till you have it to look like a butterfly. And we're doing the outside row first. So you open up your pipe cleaner, push that mesh down very tight against the work frame, and give it 3 good twists. Now, keeping it skinny, we don't want the ruffle on any of the other wreaths. We would ruffle and fluff that all out. We're going to turn it under. After we join them, we're going to turn it under because we want this to be flat, okay? So we want it to come down flat. So we're going to turn that flower. See how it's under now? And as you go, you might find little pieces. Don't pull them. Snip them off. And just do them as you go. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'll try to answer questions as I go. So anyway, if I don't get them on my live, I will go back, I promise you, and answer them all after my live's over, so I'll get them all done. Okay, again, 20 inches. We're going to walk this ruffle right down the middle. Use your fingers, walk it out. Some people like to set stuff on it. I find if you just keep your hands all across it and walk it out, it does really well, and you don't have to worry about that coming up. You get a little butterfly, as I call it. Keep it pinched together. Go right on top of that last ruffle you just made. Give it 3 good tight twists. Then take it, join it together, like overlay it, overlap it, and then when you're doing that, turn it down, turn it under. You want it to go down. Reverse of what you think, but you want it to go down. See, there's our first ruffle, but they're down. You see that? Very pretty. All right, we're going to follow this method all the way across. I'm using the lighter one and my darker one on top. You can do it however you choose. When you get your picture and you decide how your ribbons and your mesh you want to use, that's how your creativity comes in and what you do. So again, I'm using 20-inch, 10-inch mesh, cut at 20 inches, and I'm making a ruffle. Walking it out, making my little butterfly, opening up my bottom row, pushing it all the way down, keeping it divided, pushing it all the way against that work frame, and then giving it 3 good twists. Then I put it together, kind of overlap it, and then turn it under. And I do this each ruffle. I don't wait to get it done. I do it always as I go. That way you're not messing up what you've done. You don't have to go back over it, and it just keeps it nice that way. It's kind of sticking up. So 20 inches is the ruffle size on 10-inch mesh. I've used a 14-inch wire frame that I've put 12 Chanel pipe cleaners on, using 6 on the top. Using the top 2 wires, I put them in the middle, and then on the bottom 2 wires, I put them up against the up and down post that's going up and down. And then you cut 6 because we have 6 on the bottom and 6 on the top. And I use the Ultimate Mesh Roller where I can get them both at once. And then I just do the bottom so I don't have it all over, or people don't have a lot of workspace, or it doesn't snag or roll on the carpet and then it gets stuck and pulls your mesh. There's so many things that can happen, and I just prefer to, after trial and error, I just do them as I go. So that way I don't have to worry about them rolling off on the floor or anything. So that's what we're going to do all the way around. Hi, Jackie. How are you? Hi, everyone. Make sure you go up the top right corner of your screen because we don't have the mini chats anymore. You can't type the lives and do all that. So you go up in the top right corner of the screen, click on those 3 dots. A list of things will come down. Make sure you have your notifications on. That way you'll get notified when I do go live. You'll be able to watch me. And and go from there. Make sure you share the love if you can. Appreciate that. Spread the love, whatever you want to say it. I appreciate all that. Again, thank you again for taking time out to be with me. Hopefully I'm going to teach you something. And I know there's a lot of wreath makers. I wanted to go to the Wreath Makers Live they had in Louisiana this weekend. And this past week, there was like Wednesday to Sunday, a lot of people. But I wasn't able to get a ticket, so I didn't get to go this year. But hopefully I can go next year. It looked like it was a fabulous time. So I know there's a lot of wreath makers, and a lot of people already know this, and a lot of people know what to do. But I'm just teaching. There's a lot of people that don't, and a lot of people that started out and would love to learn to make them. You can make so many things. Right now, the Dollar Tree has all this mesh that you can go and make them for little of nothing. And they have the signs and all kinds of good things that you can pick up at the Dollar Tree if you don't have the extra money to buy. You can go broke on buying stuff, and it's really easy to get your money up there. Oops, my ribbon is attacking my mesh. Remember, when you get the ribbon, you always get wired ribbon too. I think I told you that, but I want to make sure I tell you again. I'm going to try to look up. Hi, Kim. How are you, honey? And Karen and Tracy. Oh, my girlfriends are all on. Thank you guys so much for being here. I just love you all. I hope you know that. You know, you just make me feel good. So anyway, we've kind of recapped a little bit as we went here. I'll go over it again because I know I can get busy talking today, and I try to teach you more than talk. But I had a lot on my mind today, and instead of crying like I have the last 2 days, I decided to get on here and be productive. And maybe you guys would make me feel better and give me support so I don't sit around and worry about my bird. It's hard, you know, when you have little fellas that you take care of for a long time. They become part of the family. So, and he's part of our family. Thank you again. Go. So there you go. I'm doing the ruffles on here. I'm doing 20 inches long. I'm just taking my hand, put my thumb down right in the middle. You can use your guideline here because it's done in inches and you can kind of see where the middle is. And just walk it out. Use your fingers, hold it tight with those thumbs down. Just keep pushing it and pushing it, keeping that taut, keeping it going. Keeping it going. Then once you get to the end, you pinch it together with your thumb and your finger. Kind of makes a butterfly. You come back over to your work frame, open up your pipe cleaner, push that center all the way down against that work frame. Push it really tight in there. And then walk that across to join them. We're going to join them, overlap them. And then what we're going to do is turn it under because we want to keep it skinny so it can go on the frame. The idea of the skinny is for the people that have storm doors. There's only like a 4.5 inch clearance, and that way these wreaths you can hang on those doors that have storm doors because it fits. Now, just because you have a storm door or a wreath doesn't mean you have to hang them outside. You can hang them inside, you can hang them on the fireplaces, you can hang them on entry walls, you can hang them in bedrooms. I think I posted the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star I'm doing for my grandson's baby shower. And then I took lights and I decoupaged 3/4 down on vases, and then I used the real shiny gold glitter, and then I used the little battery operated lights and stuck them in there, and they're going to be on the centerpieces and they're going to be twinkling little lights. There's so many things you can do, but it doesn't just have to be for on your front door. So we're going to hang that wreath that I made, the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, in the venue that we've rented. Okay, again, the ruffle goes down against that work frame. You're going to pull it tight, give it 3 good snugs, and then we're going to open it up. Now the pancake, when you're not talking, or the skinny is what I call it, you can get them done in a little over an hour, hour and a half by the time you cut all the mesh and the ribbons and so forth. So it really doesn't take too long to make one of these. And if I wasn't talking, I would be done a lot faster. So you can just make them pretty dang quick. And what I do when I use the sign, I used my electric staple gun, and I stapled 4 of the Chanel pipe cleaners on each side. So I'll be able to just stick that in there. Okay, again, 20-inch ruffle. Keep it in the middle. Open up your pipe cleaner. Keep it divided in the middle. That way it gives you a perfect ruffle all the way around. Push it down as tight as you can on that work frame. Come back around and make your ruffle. Cross over and turn it under. Turn it under. So once we get the last one on here, and if you make a mistake, this is one thing, doing it one at a time, you'll be able to see if you've missed any and where you're at with it. And you can go back. Don't be afraid to take it out. I crochet and knit, and if I see a spot I've messed up on, I'll go back 20 rows if I have to. Kind of a perfectionist that way. So I like to do this right. I know you can get by with not doing it that way, but I kind of like doing it nice and seeing how pretty it looks. So again, I've used 2 different wired ribbons. One is 2.5 inches and one is 1.5 inches, and I cut them at 12 inches long. So usually, like these bolts particular, they had 30 feet. So I'm able to make 2 of my skinny wreaths from those particular rolls of ribbon. So that makes it really nice. All right, the last orange is going on. So we're going to push it right down the middle. Push it as tight as we can. Give it 3 good snug turns. And we'll overlap and turn it under. It's always turning it under after you join them together. Then turn them under. Okay, here we go. Look how pretty it is already. We have our first bottom row. Now I didn't cut all the ribbon because I wanted to show you how you can cut the ribbon. I did, however, make 12 inches. Now, I dovetail them all. You can say and take 1 or 2, you can fold it in half, then fold it in half again, and where it is on the folded edge, not the opening, but the folded edge, you want to go at an angle. I like a deeper dovetail, so I pretty much go pretty deep on mine. And voila, you have a dovetail. Or you can take it 1 at a time and dovetail it at the top, or 3 or 4 at a time and dovetail it. I was just showing you how you can do it 1 at a time, fold it in half, or you can just dovetail it. That's a dovetail. On the folded edge, you're going to cut at an angle, and that gives you your dovetail. So I saved a few on each one to show you, so you would know. Here again, I'm going to show you how you can take 2, and you can fold them in half together, push that down, it's got wire in it, and then come at the folded side, cut it. That makes your dovetail. Or you can just do it 1 at a time, or fold them in half and cut it, the dovetail, that way. But you always want to make sure you get wired ribbon. It's really important that you have wired ribbon. There's nothing worse than having limp ribbon when you're working on something and you hang it up and they all fall over on you. That's what happens. So, all right, we're going to start now, and we're going to add our ribbon. We want to finish the whole bottom row before you move to the top. So I'm going to take a 2.5 inch and my 1.5 inch. I'm going to lay them out. You can fold them in half if you like. I always just come here, measure it out, and then push them together right up the middle and fold it in half. It's wired. Open up my pipe cleaner and give it 2 good twists. And then I always come back and open my ribbon. I like my ribbons to go the same direction towards me, and then I like them to go, if I do the bigger one on the outside, I follow that pattern all the way around. It looks nice, it keeps it pretty, instead of just jagged all over and you don't have them all. That's one thing I try to encourage people when they buy a wreath from me. They have to refluff it and work those ribbons. A lot of times they'll just leave them together, and it's real important that you get them like you know, when it first came to you. So again, go in half. We're going to go down, come right in there, push it down the middle, and I give it 2 good turns. All right, and then I open it up. Now I pull that green that way because I started, however I started on this one, I want to constantly follow that same pattern. Isn't this going to be beautiful? Can you see that, everyone? I'm glad you guys are chatting away, so please do so. I'm thankful for all the ones that are here. I appreciate that. And then I got a message that Laura was going live at the same time making lollipops, and I'm like, oh shoot, I've already sent mine out. So we're live together, so I know we got all kinds of lives going on right now, but that's okay. People can watch replay on mine. Just let me know where you're from. Let me know when you watch it, if it's replay or live or whatever. And I appreciate you joining. Make sure you go up and click follow, share the love, thumbs up, hearts, anything you feel like giving. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're going to learn something today. I know there's a lot of wreath makers that they already know all this. I appreciate you still being on watching. Hopefully there might be something that I say or show you that you might have not known, or you might want to try, or everybody has their own ways and likes, and these aren't hard, and they're not a lot that I'm doing, but they're easy, fun, and they're really pretty, and a lot of people do like them. And they're not as expensive to buy. You don't have a lot of stuff in them, so that makes it nice. All right, let me get that worked around, pull that around. Don't be afraid to tug on your ribbon either. They're wired, and if they fall apart that easy, you might want to get you a different ribbon. Take that one apart and use something else, because they should take a little bit of abuse. So not that you want to go crazy on them, but you do want them to be where you want them. So just move them around, manhandle them a little bit, as I say. And I do 2 good tugs, twists on them of the pipe cleaners, and then I pull it across, kind of pull that down, get it how you want it, pull them out. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my gosh, it's just looking so pretty. And we have to add the tubing, and I'm going to use orange and green tubing as well. I forgot to put that in the picture after I come down here. I was like, oh, I forgot to show my tubing, but we are going to put tubing in it. I love the tubing in it. It adds a lot. So that's what I like to do. All right, so I'm going to get this. Now I'm going to come back and add my tubing. People ask me about how many inches my tubing is. Well, this is 8mm tubing. So if you get the real skinny, that's like a pipe cleaner tubing, you can do that, but I prefer the size to be a little bigger. And this is 8mm, and this is like the burlap, so it's very pretty. But if I was to cut it and lay it down, it's about 18 inches for each one. But when I'm doing them like this, I just go on and start doing them. I just work them and put them in as I go, and they're pretty much 18 inches when I get them. So you're going to push this really tight against your pipe cleaner, and then you're going to take this, and I just twist it on out, because we're going to snip the end of that off in a minute. So twist it on up, okay? And come back, take another one, and we're just going to put our tubing all the way around the bottom. When you push that tight, you just keep twisting it around until you're done. Then we'll come up to the next one. Cheryl, you make sure you drive safe going home. She lives in Nebraska, so she's been driving, and they ran out of service, and she's had a heck of a time, but I'm glad she's in Missouri now, and she knows how to get home from there. All right, so again, here we go. We're using, and you can use whatever color tubing you want. You don't have to use tubing. I just think it adds to it. You can use 1 tube color, or you can use 2 tubes of color. I'm using 2 on this one because I just liked it. I didn't have to, but I did. So it's up to what you like together. It's your creation, so don't be afraid to experiment or try. And doing this skinny, it's not that expensive, so you can do a little more experimenting than you might on some of the other wreaths that you might come across or try to do. All right, again, these are 18 inches using 8mm tubing. I was at the Dollar Tree earlier, and Dollar Tree has all kinds of fall tubing out. They have the burnt red and brown and orange and a green. So I got a bunch of all the colors, just because you can't have too many, right? and they're $1, and they work fine. This is, when you buy a package of this from Craft Outlet, they're like $8. So it's a whole for each color. So it's a whole lot different, but it's still beautiful. All right, we're on our last one. And like I said, you push it down there as tight as you can, and then work your Chanel pipe cleaner all the way out. Then I get a wire cutter, and I cut it almost down to where I have like a 1/2 inch left, and I just cut all the way across. So I snip them off all the way across, and then once I have them all cut, I come back and bend it in towards, ribbon attack, spin these all the way across as I go, and then I push that little 1/2 inch towards the inside. So that way it's all inside. Let me show you real quick while we're in the middle of this. Look how pretty this is going to be. Isn't that beautiful? Those ribbons and the coloring is just beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful one. So now we're ready to cut the top. So we need to cut 6 more, and I'm out of orange over here, so we're going to slide this off. Get my orange over here. Bring it down. We're almost out of the burlap roll, but I got another one opened up in case I do. Like I said, I try to use as much as I can, and doing these skinnies are really nice because you can sure use up your leftover, and you don't have to have so much laying around, and it's really good. Again, we're going to use 2 colors, the burlap and the orange, and I'm going to make ruffles, and so I'm going to make 20-inch ruffles. So we need 6 for the top. So I'm going to come over here, and we're going to cut 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I ran out of ribbon or mesh on the top, so we're going to back this one out. Like I said, there's enough to get a roll, that you have enough so when you're doing rolls on other projects, your bigger wreaths, then you can use that. I've already got a roll ready. All right, let's see. Put this under here again. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 2 more. 2 more. We're cutting 10-inch mesh at 20-inch strips to make ruffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more, girls and guys, if there's any guys watching. Vern, my friend from school, always gives me a hard time because I always say gals, and he's like, I'm not a gal, I'm a guy. So I'm going to make sure I include him. All right, let me take a gander and look. Hey, hi Laura, how are you? I told everybody you're going live the same time I was, but I couldn't help it. I'd already sent out my alert, so hope you're back home safe. Again, everyone, thank you for being here. We're going to go to the top row now. There's 6 Chanel pipe cleaners on the top. We're 20-inch mesh, 10-inch mesh, and we're going to walk them out in the middle. We're making a ruffle. So we're going to walk that straight down the middle, and it makes like a little butterfly. We're going to take our top, and we're going to come open up the Chanel pipe cleaner. We're going to make sure this goes all the way down tight, where you push it really tight on that frame, and give it 3 good snugs. And again, we're going to take it, we're going to walk over our mesh to where they join, and as we're working them, we're going to turn them under because we're doing the skinny, and we want them to turn under. So that's what we want to do. Turn them under. Okay, so there's 1. We'll come back and get the orange. You can do this, you can do whichever way you want to do your mesh. I could have done the orange on the bottom, and I could have done the burlap on the top. I just chose this pattern because I thought the orange was beautiful, and it kind of brought out the ribbon, and I thought the orange would make the ribbon pop more. So that's the reason I did that. It's up to however you create is what you want to do with it. Hey, my sister-in-law's on. All my family, a lot of my family and friends are on today. Thank you for being here with me. So I'm going to go on the one that I just did. So I'm going to open my pipe cleaner again, and I'm going to push that all the way down to the frame, and we're going to give it 3 good snugs as you go, okay? And we're going to walk this out, walk it around, turn it under. As you go, you want it to turn under. And remember, if you see little pieces that you don't like, don't pull them, just snip them. Snip them as you go. That way you don't have to go back and try to dig them out or figure out where it was that you saw it. It's just as easy to take and stop and fix that as you go. All right, so we've got the first set of ruffles done on the top. We're going to come back, do the next one. Again, you're going to walk it out. You're going to put your thumbs together. You're going to walk that ribbon down the middle, holding it tight, keeping it divided in half. Walk it out all the way. Once you get it walked out, you're going to take and keep your thumbs together. You're going to push that very tight. Makes a little butterfly. You're going to go to the very next one, the next pipe cleaner that you see, because this is the way we want to do it. We're going to kind of stack it all the way around. Push that all the way down to the bottom. Grab your pipe cleaner and your other one. Push it tight, and then do 3 good snug tight turns. Then again, we're going to walk out our mesh. We're going to turn it as we go under, and then we're going to take the top one and we're going to walk it over and around, and then we're going to come over and do that all the way down at the bottom. Just keep that going as you go. I'm going to cut that. Don't pull, just snip. So we've got that one done. All right, then we're going to go to the top and do the orange. Again, just simple ruffles using 10-inch mesh. We've cut them at 20 inches, and we're just going to walk it out. Keep your thumbs together, walk it down the middle. If you have help and you can't figure out how to do that, throw your scissors or your cutter or a ruler or whatever you feel like you want to do to keep that from rolling on you. The more you work it and the more you do it, you'll get better. Again, it makes a little butterfly. You're going to keep it separated, push it down on that work frame. You're going to pull that really tight and push down there and give 3 good snug turns. And then again, we're going to work it out, meet them, overlap them, turning it under, always under, as you work this ruffle out. Always turn it under. If you don't like how one looks on this side, you can take it and tuck it under on this side if you like it better, the way it lays or just the way you're looking at it and you feel like you want to change it. It's strictly whatever you like. So here we go. We've only got, 4 left. So we're moving right along. So I'll recap. I know, again, there's lots of wreath makers, so I'm just here to teach the ones that don't know and want to learn. So I welcome all of you, though. Hi, Joy. How are you, hon? Again, I used a 14-inch work frame from the Dollar Tree because doing the skinny, you have to have a wire frame that isn't up because they make them at different, they put those Chanel cleaners, the wires that they use on those, and they're at different spots. So if you're doing the skinny, you want to get one that's not made because we're going to put the pipe cleaners where we want them. There's 4 wires around the Dollar Tree frame. The top 2 wires, you're going to go in the middle of each section. There's 6 sections, and you're going to put a pipe cleaner in the middle of each section. So that'd be 6 on the top. Then when you move to the bottom, you're going to use the up and down rod on use the bottom 2 and put 6, 1 around each one of those, and so you'll have 6. That gives you a total of 12. And then you're going to pick out 2 colors of mesh that match your sign. It's always good to get a sign first. That way you can pick your mesh, you can pick your ribbon, and that's what I work from and how I do it. If I just pick colors and then I try to put a sign with it, it might not match and then I don't like it. So I always try to work from a sign. I buy my signs and then I work from there. And then you take, and then you go on the bottom. You do everything on the bottom. You take your 2 colors of mesh that you got. You'll use 1 color, and then you go the next, and you do that all the way around. And then you come back and you add your ribbons. You use 1 of 2.5 wired and 1 of 1.5 wired, and you put those in every ruffle and open them up. And remember how I told you I pull them towards me. Make sure they're wired. They can take a little bit of abuse. Pull them out, and I always follow the same pattern of however I've done the ribbon on the first one. I follow it all the way around the whole wreath. Then you go to the top and you do the same. We're going to do 6 of our ruffles in each one of the pipe cleaners. And then when we get to that next point, I'll show you how we're going to do the ribbon again. But how we're walking it down and we're turning it under. So we've only got 3 more to add on here. Again, I'm sorry that my messages don't come up and I have to gawk at you like this, and then all this light blares in my face. And again, the alerts, I can't do the alerts. If you go up in the corner, the right-hand corner, there's 3 little dots. If you click on those 3 dots, a list of options will come down. Click notifications on, and that way you'll be notified. They've changed all the alerts, the way that they do the alerts now, and so I don't have the mini chats anymore. So you'll just have to follow me that way. Make sure you spread the love. Let me know you're on. Let me know where you're watching from. And again, I welcome you all. You guys just light up my day. Like I said, my day was horrible from the weekend I had. Laura, are you still on here? I know Laura has a bird too, so I don't know if she's heard. She's been out of town. I don't know if she's heard about my bird. But I just decided to come on, and you guys make me feel better, and it makes my mind go off of Sam. So anyway, I appreciate you all so much, and you guys are, you know, just a blessing to me, and I hope you all know that. I will go back through when I can't see your comments and questions and everything. I will go back through, I promise you, and look at each one and comment on them. If you have questions or you'd like me to make something, please ask me, and I'll work on that for you. And I just want to help and share, and I'm excited about where our page is going and how many followers we have, and I just want to make sure I provide and do good for you guys. And so anyway, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right, we've got 2 more, it looks like. Did I miss one? I did. See, when you can tell when you miss one? See, it's okay. I'm glad I did that. Talking and I missed one. See how easy it is? I'm going to go on and leave that one since it's on there, but I am going to go ahead and put my other one on because I don't want to overlap that last one on it. So here we go. I'm going to get my 20-inch, 10-inch mesh, the burlap one. I missed one. See it right there in plain sight. And instead of opening that up, I've already got it in here, but I'm going to go on and do this one. I think we'll be fine. I'll open that up, push it all the way to the work frame, pull my Chanel pipe cleaners all the way out, give it 3 good twists, and then I'm going to open up my mesh. I'm going to come around, join them however you want to join them, under, over, whichever works. Turn it down as you walk those out, because it's going to turn under. That gives you that skinny look to go inside if you choose to hang them on a door that has a storm door. There you go, it's fit. So we pretty much corrected the mistake I made by missing one, and now I'm going to do the one I already done and prepared. Now I'm going to push it right in on top of that one, push it down tight, and give it 3 good snugs. Aww, Laura, you're so sweet. I love you. I have the best friends and mentors. I don't know if you heard about my bird. He's in the hospital. He had a stroke. He's 39, and my heart's broken. We're going to try to see if he can recover, but I kept him alive all weekend. The vet told me, the doctor told me today that I kept him alive. Every hour I set my alarm for the last 2 nights and days, and I fed him faithfully with an eyedropper of water because he could not move. His whole side, he would roll over. And, it was just been, so I know you've got your bird, so it's been a hard weekend for me. But he's in the hospital with good care, and they're going to feed him and try to see if we can get him back, to bring him back home. So, anyways, thank you all for being here again. Let me know you're watching and where you're from, how your day's going. I hope you have a fabulous week. I'm so blessed. I just love my girls, Laura and Cheryl, all my other friends that I've made from Laura Jean's Wreath Room. Remember, both of those, Laura and Al, have paying memberships, and they go and show you a lot of different tutorials and different things on. One day that's what I'm going to do. That's my goal, where I set up and do things for you guys every week and teach you things that I've learned. But they're great. They have groups out there. Laura Jean's Loftettes, I think that's how it is, and then Altech. So make sure you look those up. And again, they're fabulous. Any kind of IT questions, Cheryl's there, and Laura's just fantastic with her creative ideas. And she's the one I told you about that makes the ribbon rulers that I love. I've ordered 2, one for me and one for my mom. So I love them. And then thank you, Susie. Shout out to Susie for the mesh roller. It's fabulous. My sister-in-law is making wreaths now, and she wanted to know where I got it, so I hooked her up with Susie so she could get her one. So again, we're on the last ruffle, 20 inches on a 10-inch mesh. Isn't it beautiful? And our last ruffle, we walk it out right down the middle, using our thumbs down, and just walk that sucker out. Use your fingers. That helps pull that mesh to where it doesn't get caught underneath there, and it just keeps it right down the middle. Keep it in the middle, make your little butterfly, bring back your wreath, open up that last pipe cleaner, push it down as tight as you can, and 3 good snug twists, and then take it and walk out your mesh, tuck it under, get it like you like it, turning it under all the time, making sure you turn it under because we want to keep it skinny. All right, so what do you think so far? Isn't it beautiful? I love it. What do you think? Like it? All right, so now we're going to go back and add the rest of our ribbons. Again, using 1 2.5 inch and using 1 1.5 inch wired ribbons. I put them down here and I just walk it out right down the middle. You can fold them in half. You can do whatever you like, but this is just how I always have done it. And we're going to push that down there. We're going to give it 2 good snugs, and then I'm going to take my green one and go the outside because that's how I started. You pull it towards you, pull it down, but that's how I do it. Every one the same way because I don't like them to be different look. Then you get one color more in one spot and one in the different, so I walk them all the same direction and the same way. So we're just going to keep on doing those all the way down. If you have a wire that comes out, try to walk it back in there and pinch the sides down. Okay, sometimes they get caught when they get caught on your mesh, they get caught on you, they just get caught everywhere. So you just have to be careful. So we're going to push this all the way down in there. Push it down to where you can't push it no more. You want to make sure you keep it like that. Then we're going to walk this out, pull it towards you, always have them coming towards you, and then follow the same pattern, whatever pattern you choose that you like, then you follow that same one. Now, you know, let me show you what I'm talking about. So, here's the middle. I'm going to put it on over here. I could have, push it very tight. Make sure you get down all the way. That just keeps your wreath really nice and pretty. You don't have no loose spots. I could have done it where I pulled the green first, and then I pull the green and have this one on the outside. You could do it that way. However, I didn't do it that way this time. I always started the other direction, so that's how I'm going to finish this particular one all the way down as well. I'm going to do it with the 2.5 on the outside and work that all the way down. We've only got 3 more. Then we'll put our tubing in, and we'll be almost ready to add our sign. All right. couple more here. I hope you've enjoyed this. These are very popular. They're not that expensive to make, so you get a chance to sell them because people can afford them sometimes, you know. I know they make fabulous $100 wreaths, which are beautiful, and I love all of them. I can't afford it, and so this has been good for me because you can sell a lot of these because people can afford them. Then they can afford to maybe buy another one in a different season, or they're still inexpensive enough they can hang them on their walls, on their fireplaces, in a room, dining room. It's on a covered porch, on a door, outside door, inside door going to the garage or to the outside patio. So many places that you can hang wreaths. So don't be afraid to encourage people or tell people, because there's options are galore for these, so they're just not limited to the front. So that's why you can make all kinds of really pretty wreaths. All right, so we're done with our ribbon. Do you like it? I really think it's turning out pretty. So again, I'm using the 8mm tubing, 18 inches, but I've done them enough now that I don't measure, but for you, please measure it so you can get it working for you the right way or the right amount so they look good all the way around for you. And just then I push them very tight again, and I go all the way and start twisting. Remember how I told you I twisted all the way to where that's, till that twist, till I'm done with the top of that Chanel pipe cleaner. Now I was going to show you too that if you get something that's all funky a little bit, if you warm it up in your hand and roll it, it takes out a lot of that kink or whatever for you. So I like that, and you can still use it. You don't have to cut it off. I hate wasting when you don't have to. So that's one way you can do. The burlap mesh doesn't come out as quickly as the other tubing because it's more of a plasticky type, and so it takes to the heat of your hand better. So, oops. What have I got going here? A mess. Sorry. Here we go. See how that had a kink and it's out. I love it. All right, here we go. We've only got a few more. Then we'll be ready to do the sign. I hope you like it. Again, thank you for joining me. Share the love if you like. Hi, Terry. How are you? Hey, Susie. How are you, honey? I was just talking about you earlier. I have a lot of family on, so welcome. I'm doing the skinny. She's learned how to do these now, and she's getting ready to open up her own boutique in California. I'm so happy for her. It's going to be fabulous. We tell each other if I lived closer, we'd be doing it together, but I'm in Kansas City and probably going to be here for a while. So my family's here, and it's hard to leave my kids. But again, work that pipe cleaner, walk it all the way to the end once you've got that in there. I'm using the 8mm tubing, 18 inches long. And so I can just eyeball it enough now that I've done a few of them to where that's about what it is. We're going to come across. Once we get this last, then I'm going to show you what I do with this excess, the excess pipe cleaners. We're going to twist them all the way to the bottom, and then we're going to stick them off with the wire cutters. So like I told you, twist that pipe cleaner all the way as far as you can. Come back with your cutters and just snip all those off, leaving about a ½ inch of pipe cleaner. Because once we're done with that, we're going to take and we're going to turn that towards us and push that in towards the middle of your wreath. So you're going to push that down in there. And you're going to push it all the way down in there, all the way across till you're done with your last one. All right, we are finished with this, as far as what we need to make, this is the sign. Isn't it beautiful? It's so pretty. What do you think, girls? You like it? Thank you. So what I've done is I've stapled 4 pipe cleaners on the back, 1 on each side, and I'm going to push it down through the middle. Push it, grab all 4 of those, and then I'm going to decide how I like it laying, where I want to lay it at in here, so you can get an idea of where you like it. And I think I like it right here pretty much. I really like that. So I'm going to go on and flip it over. I might adjust this later, but for the live, for all the purposes of this live, I can adjust it as I go. And so then you're going to come over here and I do the bottom row, and I take that and I kind of give it one good twist on there till I get them all on here, and then I'll come back and make adjustments. And so here we go. Get that on here. I always do the bottom, and then I cover them with a placemat after I get the sign exactly where I want it. Then I come back with the placemat and put it on the back, because it's nice not to have all this showing, and it lays nice on people's walls. And I will make that a little bit tighter, but look how beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? So pretty. What do you think? Hopefully the lights aren't. Do you like it? Isn't that pretty? This is a skinny. It didn't take us an hour to make it. And look how beautiful it is. You can hang this on a front door. You can hang it on a fireplace. You can hang it in a dining room. You can hang it on anywhere you want to hang it. And it's beautiful, and it doesn't cost a fortune. I'll give a quick rundown. I will show you. Just give me 1 second what I would do here. If I can find one in the right color. I get these at the Dollar Tree. They have them in all colors all the time. You have to watch. But what I would do is take this, and I would put it, after I put my tie to hang it, and then I would secure this on the back. But for today, I don't have the ribbon right here, or I would. I forgot to do that, and I apologize. But I have some out there where I've shown where I've done that. I just put the ribbon on the top wire back here and secure it, and then I take the my placemat, and then I use zip ties, and I go in and zip tie it all the way around, snip that zip tie off, and then turn that under so the head of the zip tie doesn't get your wall. Isn't it beautiful? I hope you've enjoyed it. I love it. It's very pretty, and the colors are beautiful, and it's time to give thanks. I love it. Thank you all so much for being with me. Thank you for helping me with my page. My page is just going crazy. Thank you again for all the love and support. I appreciate it. Thanks for all those hearts. Thank you. Thanks for the prayers for my bird. I know there's many people hurting from all the shootings, and I certainly didn't want to take away from any of that. We all have lives, and I love you all, and thanks so much for taking time out to be with me today. And I hope you all have a blessed week, and I hope God's good to you, and just want you to know how much you guys mean to me. And even if I don't get to tell you a lot, I still love you all. Thank you so much, and God bless. Until next time, bye-bye. Love you. Thank you.